Well, hello everybody. It's been a while. It feels like since I've done one of these, with it being 2 weeks. But we just finished our 15th and 16th sale. Um, this week was the first time we didn't do 100%, and it was the first time in a long time. But there was some, you know, outside variables that played into the reason that we didn't have a 100% sale this week. So I will go over that in the podcast. For you guys listening, trying to get an update with the importing, there is no update on the 3VIN information yet as far as when things are going to be, as far as when the tariffs are going to be lightened for the Mopar and Ford product. So for you guys listening for that, I'll try and do something that's more of a direct podcast or maybe an email if you guys are more interested in that with some literature on what is going on with that realm. So but to dig into these last two sales, we I'll go over last week first of all. So last week we ran 36. We ended up selling 36. We had some problems on um, the back end during the sale. So we got the other two units that didn't sell sold immediately after the sale. So all was good there. We reached a average MMR of 98%. So we did really good. The Ford XLT, Super Duty units. Um, I shouldn't just say Super Duties, but diesels and gassers. I mean, they're selling like hotcakes right now. I don't know if you guys are seeing some in the market that we're not seeing. Let us know because it seems like we can't get enough of these to our guys that are buying them. So yeah, so did really well last week as far as sales goes. We, I should say this week, we ended up no selling 5 units, but um, our average percent of MMR was almost 101%. It was about 100.5%. So this week, as far as, pricing goes, it was really good. Most of the stuff that we sold was, in fact, um, premium stuff. We didn't have the typical run list that we usually have of, the sea of white work trucks. We had a lot of premium stuff in there. And I mean, it went gangbusters. And that was for everything. That was for heavy duty GMCs, Chevys. Did better, not the best, but they did really good. So, we're kind of stepping into a mode where we're starting to transition, not so much we're not transitioning out of the fleet white work truck mode. We're just starting to see a lot more of the premium stuff. And so for you guys out there, out east, out west that are interested in running in this lane, I'd say keep your eyes on what's going on because this is obviously what you guys all are basically are waiting to see. You see the success that we're having with the base model stuff. Now you guys want to see how we do with the premium models. And this week, I mean, we hit it out of the park. On average, like I said, we sold 100% of MMR. That is an incredible number to hit. From what I'm seeing in the market, I follow the Give Me the VIN, their Vindex podcast every week. Things have been down the past couple weeks. There was a couple upticks, but I mean, we've been seeing great upticks. If anything, our sales been getting truly stronger than it has weaker. So, but we're going into that season of, like I said, we're running more of the premium stuff, and kind of like how we ran the sale at the beginning of the year in January and February. The numbers weren't as strong. The buyers are figuring us out, kind of what the product is. Is this going to work in their, on their lots? Is this going to work for their community? And the overwhelming answer was yes, it is because we keep seeing the same guys coming back buying these units, and we're seeing guys from all over the country flocking into our sale to buy these vehicles. I mean, some of our strongest sellers are from out in the Midwest, and down in Southern California, and it's honestly it's turning out to be a fantastic, little group that we're building up here. And the truly, you know, the truly nice thing about our sale, and we've been mulling over, you know, a, what sets us apart from the other lanes that they'd go buy from at the same auction. And the word that comes to mind is coast to coast remarketing is the first to market. So when we run these vehicles on Monday, this is usually the start of everybody's work week. They come in, they know that we have an auction on Monday, they can log in for an hour, and boom, they can buy, 5 to 6 vehicles. Obviously, we want to get that inventory up so they can fill even more, and buy 8 to 12 vehicles every week for their inventory and hopefully fill their quota that they're looking for. So, first to market, that's the moniker that we're going forward with. Now, I was looking at a lot of the inventory that we've been selling, and as you guys know, we're Ford heavy. We usually have a lot of Ford product. I think it's anywhere from 60 to 70% of the units that we run are Fords. So these past 2 weeks we've been going heavier on the GM side. We're seeing some Ram product in there as well. We're trying to find out that niche for the Ram product. Not so much the niche, but we're trying to find those buyers that are hungry for that Ram product that we have. Because we don't just have, big horns. I mean, we have, level two Rebels. We have, stuff with all the bells and whistles. And so we're trying to see who is that going to fit, more. So we're going into kind of an adjustment period with our lane. We are anticipating next week it's going to be a lot heavier on the premium stuff again. Um, the week after that, I would say look out for a lot more of the work truck inventory. So, I mean, with that said, overall, we're just transitioning. As everybody's seen, the spring market is kind of going through a downtick. Manheim's come out with their reports and, you know, comparison from years past, and this is really the time when things are going down. Like I said, we're not seeing the downtick as far as the numbers that we're getting. We are pulling market value basically for the lot of our vehicles. So, and that's what the winners and losers, everybody. That's what the winners and losers. So we're transitioning into a little bit of a different lane in Utah. We have good buyers that are going to keep us, where we need to be and maintain our traction. Next week, I'm going out to Toronto and I'm coming out there to meet with a bunch of you guys that are probably listening. And I'm going to be meeting with some new people. And we're going out there to procure the customers to run in our lane out east. We're not going to be running in Flint. We're not going to be running in Detroit. We're not going to be running in Pennsylvania, New York. We're going to be running down at Mannheim, Cincinnati. So it gets us out of the market, of a lot of those Detroit, Flint buyers, as well as kind of the Mannheim, PA, Upper New York stuff. It kind of gives us a new demographic to dig into. So going out there for you guys that are listening that are interested, my phone number is 651-357-8966. Give me a call, shoot me a text. I'd be more than willing to sit down and chat with you kind of about our offering, you know, what we provide that brings Canadian sellers basically the baseline that they need in order to make business decisions for their exporting. And I'm coming up there to show that to you guys because this is honestly something that's never been done before. I should say with this high of a guarantee. So be ready for that. For the guys that I've already been chatting with that are on this call or on this podcast, you guys know I'm coming. We'll be getting lunch. We'll be getting dinner. We'll all catch up. But just yeah, I'm coming out to Toronto. So if you want to meet up, let me know. I'm going to be out there all week, getting in Sunday, leaving on a Saturday. So I even have time on Saturday to meet if you're interested in that. The The time that we're going in is going to be very interesting. Obviously, we haven't ran the sale in the summertime, and obviously that's where the market gets a little softer, or it's probably going to be when it's its softest for the longest period of time. So the model that we hold, we're confident that it'll be able to weather that time. We know it's going to weather that time, but with the structure that we have, we'll be able to truly tell if this will truly set us apart from the other competitors in the market. So it's going to be an interesting next couple of weeks. It's going to be very interesting next couple of weeks. We have, you know, the summertime is when usually other regional auctions have their, big get-togethers. They have their big, yearly, event sales. So I know we're going to be seeing competitions on that front, but I think with us being on a day that doesn't compete with them, that'll help us out in some realm. So anyway, guys, this has been yeah, it's been an interesting couple of weeks. We've been lower on inventory as I think everybody has. It seems like everybody's down, somewhere close to 20% of what they usually run. So yeah, we're focusing on the future and where we're going to next. We have consistency. We have, a good and reliable set of buyers. We have a good and reliable set of sellers, and we're just trying to keep this all orbiting the way that it needs to continue to, so that we can have, long-term success. And so we're not just, another flash in the pan that comes through these auction lanes. So I apologize once again for not having this out last week. You guys, I appreciate you all listening. And again, if you guys have any questions, please reach out. I'm here all day, all week. I answer my phone whenever. Give me a shout. And yeah, let's shoot the breeze. So thanks, guys, for listening to the Coast to Coast Truckcast. Don't forget, every Monday, 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time at Manheim, Utah, Lane 11.